Like the most
Now
the
arriving at
first train.
Melbourne.
Although I wasn't on the first train. It's alright.
There we go. Beautiful triangular design and of State Library / Town Hall Station. Go on the other side. Take a photo. There we go.
Arden.
Wow. So, the Melbourne Metro Tunnel has been open for about 2 months. And as the time of recording, it's about 5 days away from the big switch. But what the hell is actually happening with it? All that and more will be explained in the video. But first, what actually is the Metro Tunnel? Simply put, the Metro Tunnel is a 9-kilometre stretch of track connecting the Cranbourne and Pakenham lines in the southeast to the Sunbury line in the northwest. And it also relieves capacity on the City Loop, taking the Cranbourne and Pakenham lines and the Sunbury line out of the City Loop. The Cranbourne and Pakenham lines will be taken out of the Caulfield Tunnel, with the Frankston line taking that space. Yay! And the Sunbury line will be taken out of the Northern Loop, allowing for apparently more capacity on the Craigieburn and Upfield lines, but we'll see about that. It's kind of important because it's a new alignment under our CBD, and it's the first alignment in the CBD since the 80s, since the City Loop. It has 5 stations from north to south: Arden, Parkville, State Library, Town Hall, and Anzac. Right now we're coming up the escalators at State Library Station, and yes, as you can see, it's like huge. It's a huge space. The platforms on these stations are insane. There's platform screen doors, much like actual metros. It's operated by a dedicated fleet of trains, the HCMTs, which are 7-car trains, and are planned to be extended to 10 cars in probably the next decade or so, at which the Metro Tunnel will be ready for from day one. So basically the Metro Tunnel was opened in a soft launch, so from the 30th of November, opening day, until the 31st of January, a couple of days away, the summer start is in effect, being that it's operated at a limited timetable, 20-minute frequency in the off-peak, and every 40 minutes from East Pakenham, and every 60 from Sunbury. So you still had the option to go from East Pakenham to the City Loop and Sunbury to the City Loop. From February 1st, you won't have that flexibility. You will have to if you wanted to go from Sunbury to, say, Parliament Station, you have to change at North Melbourne. And if you wanted to go from, say, Cranbourne to the City Loop, same sort of thing, change at Caulfield. If you want to go to Parkville on the Metro Tunnel from Frankston, change at Caulfield or Malvern. Pretty simple. But why is the Metro Tunnel actually important? It's because it relieves capacity on the City Loop, which in the Northern Tunnel is a major capacity constraint, with Craigieburn, Upfield and Sunbury trains all fighting for capacity. The Caulfield Tunnel isn't too bad because it only caters for 1.5 lines. I say 1.5 because the Cranbourne line is a small extension of the out of Dandenong. So but that'll be replaced by the Frankston line anyway. So one thing I think most people can definitely agree on about this tunnel is that the ads suck. Why do they have to put ads in? I mean, I guess it's because, with state-of-the-art modern metro stations come state-of-the-art massive ads. So, yeah. Hey, I wonder if there's like a massive screen, really bright central where they could put maybe some train information. Just saying. Great time to sign up to AGL, by the way. And yeah, so with the metro tunnels opening, there was free public transport from the 30th or on weekends from the 30th of November till the 31st of January. That won't happen from the 1st of Feb. But under 18s don't need a Mikey anymore. Yay. Will the metro tunnel affect trams and buses though? Because they said it will, but I don't think. Yeah, with there's like no effect to the trams or buses, so it's a little bit weird. But what do I actually think of the metro tunnel? I've been a supporter of this tunnel from day one that I heard about it, which was around mid-2024. And I thought it was cool, I thought it was a cool idea. It's like, it took 10 years to construct. And I found out how long it was. I thought it was like a massive, super massive infrastructure project, like the SRL. 90-kilometre tunnel, No, it was 9 kilometres. It took them 4 years to build the tunnels. Like, Jesus Christ. No, all jokes aside, it's actually really good because... so I went to this Lego convention the other day. And when we got there... we used Town Hall as a area to go from Flinders Street to I think Collins Street or something like that. So it's good in that regard as like being a pedestrian subway kind of thing. Obviously it's also good because accessibility for trains, for like people with disabilities and stuff like that, and massive state-of-the-art platforms. One other thing though. There is enough platform screen doors to facilitate 10-car trains. But that's not going to happen for the next decade and a half or something. But it's weird because they haven't actually put any markers on the doors, as you can see there, about if it's not in use or not. So people are going to be standing there waiting for their train, only for it to pull up at basically the other end of the platform. As you can see, we ended up walking to the other side of the platform. It's about, I'd say 9 minutes. I did end up speeding up the footage, obviously, but yeah, so a bit weird. See here, you can see the walk from one end to the other end of State Library, and it's insane. So one thing I do like though is the designs of the stations. State Library in town. There you can see the Fed Square entrance still under construction. The town hall and State Library are definitely my favourite stations from platform level. From the entrance, definitely Arden or Anzac. Both are pretty good. Both have dramatically architectural stuff. One thing about Anzac is it's a tram train interchange and quote, Australia's first tram train in no it's not. Have you seen Central Station in Sydney where the light rail literally goes into the concourse of the platforms? And of how you can change from trams to trains pretty much anywhere, but it's the first one where you don't have to cross a lane of traffic, which fair enough. And also the first time a train platform has been integrated to a train platform. Now I do not have any footage of Arden or Anzac, so actually I have footage of Arden, but not the entrance, so so all this is great, but what's happening with all the other lines? The Hurstbridge, Manda, Lilydale, Belgrave, Alamein, and Glen Waverley lines, and the Sandringham line, they do have connections to the tunnel at Flinders Street and Melbourne Central, but they don't really have any capacity increases or frequency increases. Another thing about the tunnel is because, so at the moment Frankston through runs with Werribee and Williamstown, and so my dad works in Footscray and he gets off at Footscray, and it's easy because he can just get on at Frankston and not get up until Footscray. But with the tunnel, he now has to change at Caulfield or Flinders Street for a Metro Tunnel train that goes to Footscray, which is kind of cool actually. It helps with the commute and stuff. You get to use the state-of-the-art stations. So what will the frequency look like once the tunnel is in full operation? So, I think... Let me just get up the timetable real quick. Okay, so I have the timetable here. It looks like in the peaks, trains will be running between East Pakenham and Sunbury every 4 to 5 minutes in peak, and then around every 10 minutes in the off-peak. So, yeah, for the Sunbury line, it'll probably be pretty similar to that. So around 10 minutes in the off-peak and 4 to 5 minutes in the peak hours. With the Frankston line, I think it's 15 minutes in the peak, and then 20, I think it may be like 6 minutes in the peak, and then maybe 20 in the off-peak or something like that. So it's not too much better to what it is now. I think it's about the same now. So yeah, another thing that we were told with the big switch is that Werribee Williamstown will now through run with Sandringham, but that won't actually happen until June, and until then they're gonna terminate both of those lines at Flinders Street, which is kinda, I mean, I get it, but I don't get it at the same time, you know. So what's next for Melbourne after the Metro Tunnel? Well, the LXRP is still going strong and is removing a number of level crossings across the Frankston line, the Werribee Williamstown line. I think the Cranbourne, Pakenham and Sunbury lines are all level crossing free, but correct me if I'm wrong. I know there's a couple going on now at Frankston, so there's the Morty Alec removal, and then eventually they're probably going to remove the one at Seaford. So yeah, but there's also other stuff like Northeast Link, which isn't really a train tunnel, but still counts as an infrastructure project. The Westgate Tunnel was open recently. Next probably will be the Suburban Rail Loop, which is a 90-kilometre orbital independent metro railway, which will use automated trains, same as the Sydney Metro, the Alston Metropolis trains. And we'll start with SRL East, which will be hopefully open by 2035, and tunnelling is projected to start later this year. Another Australian infrastructure project is the Western Sydney Airport, which is basically complete, and they're doing testing at the moment. So hopefully we'll get to see the inaugural flight into there later this year. Another Melbourne project is the Airport Rail Link. You get it? Because it's not actually going to happen. So, what the hell's going on with the Airport Rail Link? But apparently, Metro Tunnel trains will eventually go through to the airport with the airport line splitting off at Sunshine. So, yeah. There's that. What else? So, with the Metro Tunnel, say you live in, just say, Mernda, okay? And you want to get to Parkville. The way to do that is you go from Mernda, you take a train to Flinders Street, and then from Flinders Street or Melbourne Central, you can interchange with the Metro Tunnel at State Library and Town Hall, which are actually kind of close to the State Library and Town Hall. So, as you can see, we're departing platform 2 at Town Hall at the moment. So, yeah, Metro Tunnel has been really good, and I think it'll definitely improve travel in Melbourne by a lot, and it means Melbourne actually has some decent infrastructure now. So, recently we only had the City Loop, which is like a 40-year-old tunnel going around the CBD, and now we have this, a state-of-the-art modern metro using semi-automated trains. The HCMTs that'll run through the tunnel are using CBTC signalling, so I can't remember what it stands for. It's like communications-based train control. That's what it is. It's moving block cab signalling. It allows trains to be further closer together. And I think they're going to run through from... That's been installed on the middle part from West Footscray to Clayton, and I think they're already running in CBTC through the tunnel, I guess. So, the Metro Tunnel is very exciting. It's really cool. So stay tuned for more Metro Tunnel content in the next couple of months. So that'll be exciting, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.